Hey guys, so welcome to episode 1 of Sweatpants Yoga. So Sweatpant Yoga is really all about the fact that you don't need to be wearing special clothes. We're not going to also do anything where you need to be wearing pants that things don't fall out of, you know? So we're going to just be wearing our pajamas, our sweatpants, a little pair of shorts, whatever you're walking around in the house in, it's going to be all good for me, okay? So what you might want to have near you though is a strap. If you do not have a yoga strap, why don't you grab you can just pause this and come back. You can grab a dog leash, you can grab an old karate belt, you can grab a tie, anything that won't rip or stretch. These are not working out stretchy bands, and obviously you don't want to be sitting there worried that you're going to rip whatever you're using. That will not work well. You will not be relaxed. So let's begin. You don't need your strap quite yet. And I have a blanket here, but that's just because I'm relaxing a little bit today. You don't have to have one. Sweeping your arms up, we'll breathe in. Hands come on back to your heart center. So guys, we're going to do this about 5 times. Every time you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're filling a balloon. Every time you breathe out, you're going to tie that balloon into a knot, and you're also going to save enough time to tie a string on that balloon and hold the string in your hand. Again, fill up another balloon. Exhaling, tie that balloon off, visualize that, and then tie a string to it. Now we have 2 strings in our hands. So continue blowing up balloons. And we're going to acquire a little bit of a bouquet of balloons in our hand. And we're going to visualize who we're going to give that bouquet to. We're going to give that joy to somebody. And you're not going to give them a bouquet of half-filled balloons, right? That doesn't express what you want it to. Give them a beautiful full bouquet of balloons. One more time. One more balloon to complete your bouquet. Maybe even imagining what color it is. And then we're going to go into some stretching here. We're going to start from the top. We're going to go on down. So starting with your neck. Right arm up and over. Hold your left temple. Take your left peace sign fingers. And then massage yourself from the skull behind the ear down the neck strap and back up. Let your jaw go slack over to the right side. Let your tongue float. Sweeping our arms up. Breathe in. Exhaling, left hand to right temple, guiding the head over to the left a bit. Take your right peace sign fingers. Massage. Let your jaw dangle down to the left. Let your lips float. Let your tongue soften. And then sweep your arms back up. Breathe in. Interlace your fingers, place them on the back of your skull like you're on a beach chair, and although we're sitting tall, very actively tall to the shoulders, the neck goes forward. We're not pushing, we're just letting the weight of our interlaced hands on the skull add some of the pressure. Then we're going to start to place our right hand on our right knee, backstroke that left arm, up, back and around, left hand on its own knee. Right arm up and back and around. Right hand on its own knee. So keep on going. This should be slow. We might even feel the stretch cascading down the torso. Maybe the stretch comes into the arm. But we're being very mindful. We're paying attention. Does the size and speed we've chosen work for us? Don't dissociate from this movement. Stay with me. Moving slowly. Moving fast is a dissociative event. We're trying not to dissociate, but stay present. And then sweep both arms up, breathing in. Exhaling, forward, hands on the ground. First of all, to support you, and then walk them forward as far as your back feels good stretching. So there's definitely support on the hands here. Let's just kind of sway the tush side to side, like you're trying to make an imprint of your tush into the sand, right? And then stop moving. That loosened up your lower back a bit. And I want you to breathe into the lungs and let them widen laterally to the side walls on your inhale. And as you exhale, fog up a mirror in front of your face with a hot, audible breath. Walk your hands back to your legs and onto your knees. Inhale, arms up, open the chest. Exhale, stretch the back again. Push into your legs to help you come up and tone your core. Stretch. And then forward again, stretching your back. Let your lips dangle like a bottom feeder fish. Press into your legs, come up again. Take your arms around and back this time and put your fingers on the ground. Lean back into your fingers or palms, stretching the chest. You could let your head go back unless it hurts your neck, and then you'll want to keep your chin level and you're not missing any of the chest stretch. Or if you want a little bit more and this doesn't hurt your knees, you could raise the tush up. Let your jaw be soft, let your tongue float, your lips are parted. Hips back down if they were up, and reach your arms up. Breathe in. Breathe out, over to the side. Stick with me here. We're just going to rhythmically breathe. And up. Stay tall. And then this time, rotate. A downward gaze. Inhaling up, exhaling to the side. So if you did those two to the same side, do the next two to the other. Or if you alternated with me, let's alternate again. Just surrender to the rhythm of your breath. And to the side. And now we're going to bring our hands back to center and stretch out those hands. So we're going to draw back on the finger pads, stretching the fingers, palm, and bulbous part of the wrist. Or we're going to hold up higher where the finger meets the palm and stretch up higher into the forearm. So which do you need? Try both. Which feels better on you? Every yoga practice, no matter how short, no matter whether you're wearing sweatpants or yoga pants, all yoga practices should involve self-study. Let's switch. So not going somewhere else in our mind, but staying present, perhaps using that steady breath to anchor us right here into this moment from flying away in our head. And be mindful, which do I like better? Holding lower, holding higher? What feels necessary to balance my body from wherever it's gone off course today? And everything that you find today will change tomorrow, and that's okay. Sweeping the arms up, breathe in, long legs. Exhale, hands on your thighs, reach your throat forward. If you insist on putting your hands further forward, that's fine, but continue reaching your throat, not gauging your success from how long your wingspan is and how far forward you can touch. That's ego. Breathing into your lower back and your upper back. Feeling your back dome and stretch. Breathe out hot from your mouth like you're fogging up a mirror 6 inches in front of your face. Come on back up. Take your left leg out to the side. Bend your right leg in. Place your right hand on the ground. Stretch to the side away from the leg. Come back up. Take your torso and face that leg, and then walk down it. Chin towards shin, belly towards thigh, shoulders relax. If you want a little bit of twist here, come back up so you're not so deep into your stretch. Use a cross-body hold, right hand on left thigh or shin. Facing that foot, not facing the camera, facing that foot, walk toward your foot halfway, and then plop your left hand back behind you on the knuckles, palm faces up, look at that hand. Reach your right ear forward towards that left foot, and you're looking at your hand, maybe using a little bit of this right arm strength to help you twist a little. And your left hand's just laying there useless. Come back to center. And let's sit comfortable. You can sit crisscross Or if anybody wants any time in hero's pose, this will be stretching out your shins, any of my uphill runners, and the tops of your feet. If this doesn't feel good, you're not here with me, you're on your tush. We're going to open our arms up, breathe in. We're going to exhale, give ourselves a hug, left arm on top. You're going to walk your fingertips towards each other in the back, and you're going to keep your bottom ribs from falling into your belly. Level chin. You need a hug every day. This feels good. But also it's stretching the rhomboid muscles between your shoulder blades. If the backs of my hands were my shoulder blades, my fingers are the horizontal rhomboid muscles that with our breath we're inhaling and stretching. You can stay right here or keeping your left arm on top. If eagle arms is accessible to you, we can come to a thumb to pinky or palm to palm connection. Go right back to your hug if this feels awkward and it's not accomplishing anything. It is not your fault. You're not a substandard human. You may have a shorter humerus bone, the upper arm bone, and so your elbows can't even hook, and you go right back to that hug. Or if you have a larger chest or a wider sternum, again, hooking the elbows won't be possible. Let's lower our arms, lift our chest, breathe in. Exhale, interlace our fingers, knuckles forward, heart out the back door of the shoulder blades. One more time, lift the chest, breathe in. Exhale, knuckles forward, heart out through the shoulder blades. All right, let's get that second arm. You can stay in whatever position you like. If you're crisscross, switch legs. We're going to hug the right arm on top and walk the fingers toward each other. If you've slouched because you cared how close your hands got, get the bottom ribs up off the belly, level the chin, and just try to expand between the shoulder blades as you breathe. Staying in this position, or maybe some of you raising your arms up into eagle arms. Again, you would still want that right arm on top this time. If a hand position that was chosen by your ego limits your breath, it was the wrong position. You tried it, now you know. Go back somewhere where you can breathe. Let's let our arms go. Everybody come out of your seated position, whatever it was, to an extended right leg. First, we're going to put our left hand down and reach away from our leg. Get a little stretch down here by the waist. Then we're going to come back up. We're going to turn to face that leg. Breathing in. We're going to walk forward. Forward, chin to shin, belly to thigh. So we're going to reach that belly up and over toward the thigh. We're going to reach the chin. However, we're not going to reach the arms and care where our fingertips touch. We're just going to grow our throat. Relax your shoulders, your lips, your fingers, your toes. If you want a little bit of a twist, otherwise stay here. If you want the twist, come up a little. Put your left hand on your right thigh or shin. Reach forward halfway into your stretch. Plop your right hand behind you, palm up. Look at that hand for proper neck alignment. Reach your left ear towards your right foot. Use that left hand a little bit to help you twist. Should still be able to breathe, and this should not be painful. Pain does not signify that we're in the correct place. Coming on back up. Okay, we've been moving down the body. We're going to keep doing so. Join me on your back. When you get on your back, and if you have those straps, you can go ahead and just take them with you. Leave them by wherever your head will be. When you're laying on your back, we're just going to rock side to side. And it feels good to just hold on to the kneecaps and just rock side to side. Let the corners of your mouth fall down the sides of your cheeks into your earlobes. And then start to walk your hands towards the shins or the ankles. The knees are wide. Our elbows are inside the knees. This is a butterfly stretch with your feet off the ground, either rocking side to side to massage your back or sitting still. You may find better breathing if you sit still. Breathing in as though you're climbing a ladder. When you get to the tip top of the ladder, climb the exact same ladder back down. Visualize how many rungs you're climbing. If you would like, continue breathing. You could turn this to happy baby, which means you're laying on your back, you're in your crib, you found your legs. I don't know what you're going to do with them. You might move them around a little bit. You might straighten one and fall over. That's okay. You might be holding the backs of your knee creases. Happy baby kind of feels like the position of an upside down sumo wrestler. Or you might hold your shins, your ankles, or you could even take your peace sign fingers around your big toes and then put your thumb pad on the big toenail, and you got a big toe bind. That's a nice way to hold your feet if you can't quite hold them, because it gives you a few extra inches. So anything that feels good to you here, being still or moving, but everybody breathing. Good. And now feet on the ground. I like this one a lot. Grab your strap, your leash, your karate belt, your towel, whatever. Hook it on the foot that's furthest from the camera. Hold it with the hand closest to the camera, up high. Straighten the other leg on the ground, and then come to me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All the way onto your hip. Yep, do a little lift and shift so you're on the outside of your hip, you're on the outside of your rib, you're on the outside of your shoulder, but you're on the back of your head. Hold this strap however tight you need to or however loose. That leg straight, bent, whatever. Raise the arm that's not holding the strap up and breathe in. And then this will be your arm furthest from the camera, draping wherever you want it. So this is our fallen star. Your opposite arm is holding the strap. So I have the strap on my right leg, so my left hand's holding it. The arm drapes open only as far as we like, and the legs are mostly straight. Breathing in, feeling your top rib cage rise like a newly forming rainbow. But then the sun came out even stronger, and the rainbow starts to sprinkle back down to the ground, falling apart. One more time. Breathing in, seeing a rainbow rise from the ground up into the sky. And then exhaling, seeing that rainbow just sprinkle down and fall apart. Let's bend the top knee. Leave the strap on the ground. And easy peasy, shift back onto your back with that knee hug again. This is our home button. This is where we come when our spine feels like it's been twisted or pulled or crunched or stretched. And this is our home button, and this just re-neutralizes our spine with a little knee hug. Now let's try that on the other side, okay? So the foot closest to the camera now gets the strap. The one on the ground can straighten. If I have my left leg in the strap, my right hand holds it, or vice versa. Okay, so it's the opposite arm. And we go away from the camera. Do a little lift and shift in the hips, a little lift and shift in the ribs. Decide how tight you want to hold the strap. You're on the back of your head now, so you don't need a pillow. You raise your arm and breathe in. And you only drape it open as far as feels good. So I'd like you to imagine now, once you've gotten into a position that is a pretty good stretch, but you might feel a little resistant to it. You still might be stiff. So imagine that you're a stick of butter. I took you out of my fridge. I placed you out in the street, in the middle of Philly on a July day. And as you exhale, the clock goes from morning to late afternoon. And imagine and feel as you exhale what would be happening to your stick of butter sitting in the street, right in the city, middle of July. Every exhale melts your stick of butter down into a puddle. Maybe we're starting to surrender into this stretch a little bit more, letting it do the good work. Bend the knee. Take the strap off the foot. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Come on back, hug your knees. Hug your knees, rock side to side. Just a little bit more. Or start to open the knees and hold the shins or ankles for a butterfly. Or start to move the legs around if that feels good for you, holding wherever you want for a happy baby. When my kids are near me and I'm teaching, I like to say, I never had any happy babies, so I don't know what they did. But you can do whatever your happy baby would do. Alrighty. Now, roll up with me, or if you're feeling low energy, just lay onto your side and press up. Meet me on your hands and knees, please. And we're going to churn a little bit. So we're going to bring the belly up and over, down and back. Up and over, down and back. Up and over, and down. Now reverse. Come back and roll it the other way. 2 more. This feels real good for your whole barrel of core. And stop. Now, knees wide or knees together. Sit on back to your child's pose. You may like it with knees closer. You may like it with knees wider. If your head doesn't comfortably touch the ground, make a stack of fists. Or if you don't need that much height, a stack of forearms. If you don't feel you need your arms and your head comfortably touches the ground, then your arms could be longer for a bigger shoulder stretch, bent for more relaxation, or interlaced on the base of your skull if that helps to let your neck tension go, or the extra pressure on the forehead feels nice and calming. Wherever you are in your child's pose, we're breathing in and inflating a balloon. We're breathing out, we're tying that balloon with a string and holding it in our hand. Each inhale, imagining the color we're inflating. One more balloon. Fill it up all the way. You're going to give it to somebody you love. You don't want to give them a half-filled balloon. Exhale, tie that string well. You don't want the string to slip off and the balloon to float away. And then come back up to some churning. Come back up to some churning. Move through the ribs. So the ribs are going down and around and back up. The ribs, now reverse it to this way. The ribs are moving. The hips may come with, but the ribs are the mover. And then stop. Alrighty, let's get back onto our backs again. Okay, back onto our back. We're almost there. Almost there. When you get onto your back, you're going to cross your left ankle on your right knee. You're going to hold your right thigh. And if you need a little extra, you're going to lean your legs right. Pick up your head a half an inch, tuck your chin, put your head back down. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Now breathe in and visualize taking a stick of butter out of your fridge, walking outside and placing it in the street. On your exhale, watch the sun rise on a July day and your butter starts to melt down. Inhale, maybe visualize a new morning, carrying a new stick of butter out to the street. Exhaling, watching the time lapse and that butter melts. Let's try 2 breaths on the other leg. Maybe we need a little knee hug or a little hip lift in the middle, a little stretch. But then when you're on that second side, you either don't need to hold your leg, just across is enough, or you need to bring it in. But make sure when you put your head back down, your shoulders, neck, and jaw relax. Now, breathe in, take a stick of butter out of the fridge and go place it in the street. As you breathe out, watch that stick of butter melt down into a liquidy puddle. There's not even any solid chunks left. Do that a few times. New stick of butter every inhale. Feel yourself melting. This isn't just a visualization. Let it occur for your physical body. Last breath, last stick of butter. Carry it all the way to the street. And then melt it all the way into a puddle. Place your feet on the ground, please. Your arms are wide like a T, palms down. You're going to windshield wiper your legs together, side to side. Of course, your hips will come up off the ground. Your spine will twist. Your shoulder probably comes off too. That's fine. We can do a little work and have the feet not touch in the middle. Or we can take it a little bit easier and just keep the feet on the ground as we slowly go to side. Completely up to you. Twisting, stretching, letting the fluids flow better. Alrighty. Then we're going to put our feet on the ground. We're going to grab one ankle and pull the heel closer to the booty, and then we're going to do it with the other. And then with our heels close up towards our tush, we're going to toe heel them until we're heels on the mat and toes off. Arms wide like the T again, shoulders relaxed. Now with your knees not together, slowly windshield wiper. So you're going to start to feel this across the front hips and pelvis, but it might also cascade up and around the iliac crest of your hip into the lower back, or it might cascade down from the hip, down the quadricep, the front of the thigh. Take it easy. Make sure you're still breathing so that you're still communicating to your body that you come in peace. If you stop breathing, you're sending a message that maybe there's a battle coming, or maybe we're about to have to flee. So digestion will stop, blood pressure increases. None of that is necessary. We're not really going to fight or flee. So that soothing breath is communicating a message of peace and repair and digestion. One more time. And then come on back. All right, we're going to get an inversion and then we'll be done. An inversion is going to bring a lot of blood flow into the brain. It feels really good. Your feet are at your tush and almost touching, not wide. And you're going to raise your booty up and try not to let your knees pop open. The knees don't have to touch, the feet don't have to touch. I'm just looking for hip width, but I don't want any of this. Okay, so toes in, knees in. Give your shoulders a wiggle. You shouldn't be too high up on them that you can't. Your toes are loose, the weight's in the heels. Your jaw and mouth are loose. If you need a little extra, you could interlace your hands under your tush and work one shoulder and the other back behind. If that does not feel good, we're not doing it. We're letting the shoulders come back out or undoing the finger lace. Breathe in, inflate a balloon, imagine the color. As you breathe out, put your spine down one bone at a time. Be patient. Go every bone. When you arrive, a butterfly stretch without holding your feet. And your arms stretch back. Breathe in, a nice stretch. Breathe out, stop stretching, just surrender and let all your air go out of your body. For those of you that need a little extra time coming back to seated, begin now. If you want to take one more breath here, do so without any rush, and then you'll meet us in a seated position. Hopefully feeling a little bit like jelly now. Take a deep breath with your arms up. Slow as you can to get to your heart center. More air out, more air out, get more out, more, 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 more. Bow your head to your hands, breathe naturally. Thank yourself for taking a little bit of time to stretch. Thank you for joining me for your first episode of Sweatpant Yoga. Hopefully you found your sweatpants or your pajamas were more than adequate. And when we close our practice by saying namaste, especially if you're new to yoga, namaste does not mean like aloha, it doesn't mean thank you and goodbye and hello and everything. What it means is that namaste, if I say that to you, means that the light that exists within my soul sees the light that exists in your soul and acknowledges that they're the same, regardless of our backgrounds or our preferences or our opinions. And that I'm acknowledging by saying that to you, that the light in your soul is worthy of respect and love, and at least what I can control from my light, you will receive that. Okay, so if you want to say it back to me, feel free. Namaste. Have a great day, guys. See you next time for Sweatpant Yoga, Episode 2.